Founded in 1996, TriWest Healthcare Alliance is the only company of its kind with one sole purpose that continues today: serving the healthcare needs of the nation's military and veterans communities. For 17 years, TriWest administered the Department of Defense TRICARE program, and in 2013, TriWest was selected to provide community care support to the Department of Veterans Affairs. Since 2014, they have supported the health care needs of our nation's veterans through the VA's Community Care Network in Regions 4 and 5. In December of 2022, the DoD awarded TriWest the Next Generation TRICARE program contract for its new 26-state West region. TriWest's motto, "Whatever it takes," is a clear and resounding mission, and they have demonstrated time again how dedicated they are to serving our military and our veterans communities, ensuring they receive access to quality health care they have earned and deserved. With such dedication to our nation's service members and their families, it isn't surprising that helping lead its work is someone like our next guest. TriWest Senior Advisor to President and CEO of TRICARE Program Officer, U.S. Navy veteran, Terry Moulton. Terry joined TriWest in 2020 after a successful Navy career, culminating in his service as a Deputy Surgeon General and Deputy Chief of the Bureau of Medicine and Surgery in Washington, D.C. In those roles, he led an organization of more than 63,000 military and civilian staff in readiness preparation of healthcare benefit delivery. He also served on the Military Health System Senior Advisory Council. Terry has held numerous command leadership assignments, including as Commander, Navy Medicine East, overseeing 19 commands throughout the East Coast and Europe. He served as a commander, U.S. Navy Hospital, Okinawa, Japan, the Navy's largest overseas hospital. He has also served as an executive director for TRICARE, Region 11, coordinating care between the direct care system and managed care support contractor. He has significant Pentagon assignments under the Secretary of the Navy, Chief of Navy Operations, and in the Surgeon General's office. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to TRICARE Healthcare Senior Advisor to the President and CEO, TRICARE Program Officer and Navy veteran, Terry Moulton.
Thank you. Yeah, I like that. Well, good morning. Good morning. I heard a lot of hooahs when Brian Sargent was up here a few minutes ago, and I heard there's some Navy in the house as well. Do I have a hoorah? I like it, so glad to hear it. I will tell you that Brian Sargent and I were in D.C. at the same time, and we both worked on the Military Health System Executive Council, driving care for those veterans and the beneficiaries that we serve, and it was really an honor to work alongside him. And I see that we both have chosen wisely in our post-career assignments or post-career opportunities in continuing to serve those that we've served for so long. So I'm really happy to be here on behalf of TriWest Healthcare Alliance. So we welcome all of you to the Phoenix area, and I hope that this week has been good for you, and if you've been able to get out and about and you've enjoyed the climate here in Phoenix. And have you heard, and you probably have heard, it's a dry heat. So you don't need to worry too much about that. My hometown is Nashville, Tennessee, and it's a little bit muggy. I think I prefer the dry heat. So welcome. It really is an honor and a privilege to be here today to represent our President and CEO, Dave McIntyre, and our organization as a longtime corporate sponsor of this VFW National Convention. And I know if Dave were here, he would make a point to giving a shout out to the VFW Department of Arizona, and I think they're right out here. Can I get a shout out? Thank you. And especially to our outgoing National Commander-in-Chief, Mr. Tim Borland, who also hails from the great state of Arizona. Thank you for all of you for what you do as a state and states in the overall mission, and congratulations on hosting the 124th National Convention. What a great event. If I could, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my military journey. You've heard a little bit about that, but I was born in San Antonio, Texas, in Lackland Air Force Base, and I spent the first 14 years of my life as an Air Force brat, moving around the States and living in Japan. My father was in the Strategic Air Command and worked on the Hound Dog missile on the B-52 bomber. When my father retired, we moved back to his home state of Nashville, Tennessee. And as I grew older, I spoke to him and told him, I will never join the service. You won't catch me in. But you know, after high school and college, I missed the lifestyle. I missed moving around the country, going to the base, visiting the base exchange, going to the movie theater for 25 cents, and the people that I met along the way. So I joined the Navy with a 3-year commitment, and I stayed 37 years, working mainly in the military health system. During that time, I moved across the country with my family 13, 14, 15 times, which included 4 tours in Washington, D.C., and 2 tours overseas. I deployed to Operation Desert Storm on the USS Nimitz in support of the global war on terrorism, which is how I recently qualified to become one of your newest VFW members. I served in Guantanamo Bay. Thank you. I served in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, in support of Operation Sea Signal, which was we called it the Haitian Vacation and Cuban Migration. 55,000 migrants on a base population of 5,000. And then later, in support of the detainee operations for Iraqi freedom, I was also working at the Pentagon on September 11th and assisted with the casualties from the attack. And I commanded Naval Hospital Okinawa and supported the evacuation of Americans from mainland Japan after the impact of the earthquake and tidal wave to the Fukushima nuclear reactor. I finished my career, as you heard, in Washington, D.C. in 2020 as the Deputy Surgeon General. And I'm very thankful for making that decision to join the service. And like you, to join the armed services, I can't think of a better way to have spent my life than in service to our country. And it's with that same reason that I'm proud to have joined TriWest, serving our nation's veterans by partnering and supporting the VA in our role with the VA Community Care Network. TriWest is honored to be responsible for building and maintaining the network of community care providers and facilities in 14 states, including Alaska and Hawaii, and 3 U.S. territories in the Pacific that make up the community care network for the VA in regions 4 and 5. And since the start of our work, alongside the VA, TriWest Network has delivered more than 56 million appointments for the veterans. TriWest has processed over 58 million claims for community providers, with 98% of clean claims paid within 10 days. and we appreciate the feedback that you all have provided at our exhibit booth here this week. Thank you. Our goal is to ensure that the VA has the elasticity it needs to support our veterans when the VA cannot provide that care themselves. And our connection with the VFW over the years and the interaction with VFW members and leadership has ensured we remain focused on the needs of the veterans we serve through the partnership with the VA. To that end, and as a part of the TriWest support of the VFW, we would like to acknowledge the service of VFW's past and current executive directors, Mr. Bob Wallace and Mr. Ryan Gallucci, through a contribution made by TriWest to VFW's Unmet Needs Program and the National Service Mission. Thank you on behalf of our organization for your continued commitment to ensuring that veterans are respected for their service, always receive their earned entitlements, and are recognized for the sacrifices they and their loved ones have made on behalf of this great nation. May our work at TriWest always honor those that we are privileged to serve. Thank you.